Latest Express Entry Draws 2024. What's new in the rounds of invitations? Asterisk, asterisk. Okay, so let's talk about the latest Express Entry Draws for 2024. Yeah, if you've been keeping an eye on Canada's immigration system, you know these draws are, super important for anyone wanting to move to Canada, right? And the recent updates are, pretty exciting. So, here's what happened. The latest rounds of invitations just rolled out, and I see some interesting changes this time. The number of invitations issued has gone up. Yeah, and that's great news for applicants. It looks like Canada is really focusing on attracting skilled workers to fill gaps in the labor market. Makes sense, right? What's also cool is that, they've been tweaking how they select candidates. Like, okay, the focus isn't just on high comprehensive ranking system CRS scores anymore. They're also prioritizing people with specific skills, or those who can contribute to sectors that are, in high demand. Right now, areas like healthcare, tech, and trades are a big deal. Now, I know some of you might be wondering, what's my CRS score need to be? Yeah, it's still competitive, but with these changes, there's more room for candidates with targeted skills. That's definitely a plus, right? And, okay, here's another thing. The express entry system is moving fast, like quicker processing times and more rounds of invitations. Yeah, it shows how serious Canada is about meeting its immigration targets for 2024. So, yeah, if you're planning to apply, this could be, the perfect time. Just make sure your profile is up to date, right? And, keep an eye on future draws because, yeah, this system keeps evolving. Exciting stuff, right? Explained. 3 new express entry draws issue 3,574 PR invitations asterisk asterisk. Okay, let's dive into the latest updates on express entry, yeah? So, Canada just held 3 new draws and, they've issued a total of 3,574 invitations for permanent residency PR. That's a big deal, right? I see it as another step in Canada's plan to bring in skilled workers for their economy. Now, here's the breakdown. These draws, weren't just random, okay? Canada targeted specific groups of candidates, focusing on areas where, the labor market needs a boost. Yeah, it's all about addressing those gaps, right? For example, there's been a big focus on sectors like healthcare, tech, and construction trades. Makes sense, yeah? What's cool is that they've also been, looking beyond just high CRS scores. That's important to note because it means candidates with specialized skills or who meet specific criteria might have a better shot. Yeah, it's about being strategic, right? And okay, let's talk numbers. 3,574 invitations over 3 rounds is, a significant bump. It shows Canada is serious about meeting its immigration goals for 2024, right? They're aiming to bring in more skilled workers to keep up with their economic needs. And, yeah, these targeted draws are a key part of that. So, if you're thinking about applying, yeah, now might be the time. Make sure your profile is up to date, okay? And, keep an eye on the trends because, these draws are evolving fast, right? It's exciting to see how Canada is opening up opportunities for people around the world. Canada's immigration system faces strain due to rising asylum claims asterisk asterisk. Okay, so here's the thing. Canada's immigration system is, really feeling the pressure right now, yeah? And it's all because of a sharp increase in asylum claims. I mean, yeah, Canada's known for being welcoming, right? But, even the most open systems can get overwhelmed. So, here's what's happening. Over the past year, more and more people have been arriving, seeking asylum. I see this, and honestly, it's complicated. These folks are often fleeing tough situations, and Canada's, trying to balance helping them while managing resources. Makes sense, right? But, yeah, the sheer volume of claims has stretched the system thin. What's really interesting, though, is how it's impacting different areas. Like, the big cities, they're seeing a lot of pressure on housing and social services. And smaller communities? Yeah, they're stepping up too, but it's not easy. You know, there are only so many resources to go around. And, okay, officials are working on it. They've been increasing funding and looking at policies to, manage the situation better. But, yeah, it's not a quick fix. It's one of those things where, right, you've got to balance compassion with practicality. So, yeah, it's a tough challenge for Canada right now. But, knowing Canada's track record, I think, yeah, they'll figure it out eventually. It's just going to take time, resources, and, some creative problem solving. Right? Explained. New Ontario legislation to combat immigration fraud. Okay, so here's what's happening in Ontario. Yeah, the government is rolling out some new legislation aimed at cracking down on immigration fraud. This is a big move, right? I see why they're doing it. Immigration fraud is, a serious issue. It not only impacts individuals trying to move to Canada legally, but also, yeah, undermines trust in the system. So, what's in this legislation? Okay, it's designed to, strengthen penalties for those caught committing fraud, like fake job offers, forged documents, or misrepresentation. It's also putting tighter controls on immigration consultants and agencies, right? They're making sure these professionals are licensed and, yeah, following the rules. Another key point, yeah, is that this legislation increases support for victims. People who've been tricked by fraudulent schemes often lose a lot, money, opportunities, and even legal status, right? So, yeah, providing assistance is a step in the right direction. What's interesting is, how this legislation is sending a message. It's like, okay, we're serious about keeping the system fair and transparent. Yeah, that's important for everyone, newcomers and Canadians alike. If you're planning to immigrate to Ontario, the takeaway here is to, stay vigilant. Make sure you're working with licensed consultants and verifying all information, right? This new legislation is, yeah, another reminder that Canada wants to protect its immigration system and those who rely on it. So, yeah, it's a positive step, but it'll take time to see how effective it really is, right? Explained, latest BC PNP Draw 2024 British Columbia PNP Draws. Okay, so let's dive into the latest BC PNP Draw for 2024. Yeah, this is big news for anyone dreaming of moving to British Columbia, one of Canada's most sought-after provinces, right? I mean, I see why. It's got everything from a booming economy to incredible natural beauty. So, here's what went down. The recent Provincial Nominee Program, PNP, Draw in BC issued a solid number of invitations to candidates aiming for permanent residency. It's all part of Canada's strategy to bring in skilled workers who match the province's labor market needs. Yeah, the PNP is designed to fill specific gaps in industries like tech, healthcare, and education, so it's, super targeted. What's interesting is how these draws work. Yeah, BC uses a points-based system to rank candidates. Okay, so things like your work experience, education, and language abilities all factor into your score. The minimum scores in this draw were pretty reasonable, especially in categories like tech workers and healthcare professionals. I see this as a great opportunity for those with specialized skills to get ahead. And, let's talk about the streams. BC has several categories under its PNP, like the Skills Immigration Stream and Express Entry BC. Within these, there are targeted subcategories, including the Tech Stream, which focuses on IT professionals, and the Healthcare Stream for nurses and other medical experts. Right? They're even encouraging early childhood educators and entrepreneurs. It's super focused on attracting talent where it's needed most. Another thing, yeah, is how fast these processes are moving. Okay, with Canada's growing immigration targets, provinces like BC are ramping up their efforts to select candidates quickly. This is great for applicants, since it means less waiting time between the draw and receiving an invitation. So, yeah, what does this mean for you? If you're considering British Columbia, make sure your profile is, polished and ready to go, right? Double check that you meet the eligibility requirements for your category, and keep an eye on the draw trends. In the bigger picture, yeah, this draw is part of Canada's commitment to welcoming skilled workers while addressing provincial economic needs. It's a win-win for the province and newcomers, right? So, yeah, If BC is on your radar, this could be your chance to make it happen.
Thanks for watching our video. Please hit the button and subscribe the channel.